Hi, my name is Gabby Velasquez. I am co-president of ISP, and today ISP got the opportunity to interview our new IMSA president, Dr. Glazer. So here's what we got.
Hi, I'm Evan Glazer. I am excited to be the incoming president of the Illinois Math and Science Academy and happy to be with you here today. Oh, well, who wouldn't want to be IMSA's president? I mean, this is a dream to be part of such an amazing institution where there's so much passion and commitment from the students and educators. I grew up in Illinois, and I did my undergraduate and master's degree in Illinois, and so I feel such a connection to this location. I really value our attention to equity and excellence. And I think in this important time in our nation's history, we have developed such great awareness of inequity that exists, and knowing that the Academy is dedicated to advancing our work in that area is meaningful for me. And I have a background in math and science. You know, my college major was mathematics. And I have teaching endorsement in physics, and I absolutely love learning about student projects and innovation in STEM areas. I mean, at our core, our desire is, you know, to ignite and nurture creative, ethical, and scientific minds to advance humanity. And that, I believe, is a shared reason why we exist. It doesn't speak specifically to me. I certainly carry the responsibility to create and support an environment to make that happen. As I shared with interest in equity, for example, I hope that you know, as we progress as an academy, we're constantly thinking about what are global scale problems that we can think about locally in our own community where we can have an impact. So some examples might be how students think about where they're from, challenges that are equity challenges that are faced in their own community, and how they can use what they've learned at IMSA to have a positive impact. Or even thinking globally, as we think of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, rather than thinking about how we address problems in a particular class, like as a individual subject, but how subjects are interconnected in ways that there's more in-depth opportunity to investigate global scale problems that are grounded in inequity. And I believe that doing that type of work is incredibly meaningful and important for the future of IMSA. Oh, I worry all the time. I naturally worry about everyone's physical health, so I have really been obsessing over thinking about our health mitigation layers and wanting to ensure that we have safe conditions. And I acknowledge, you know, in the midst of a pandemic, that it's very likely that members of our community will test positive with COVID. And a benefit of our surveillance testing that we're employing on campus is to be able to catch it very early, you know, when cases are asymptomatic, and to be able to address it in a way that we wouldn't have a spread, right? Another worry, another thing I think a lot about is everyone's mental wellness. You know, I believe over the last year and a half, the lack of connection to people and the impact that people have had in their own lives implies that they carry different worries around with them. So I think about, as we come back physically to campus, of course people will be excited to see each other, However, they've been impacted in different ways, and they carry that with them. So, you know, we want to be responsive in ways that are supportive to the transition back into school. Those are pretty big worries that I have. Well, the culture part, you know, we want to have fun while we embrace a sense of belonging where you're having fun. And so, you know, fundamentally I want students and colleagues to feel valued, to be able to be open to hearing different perspectives, to understand the complexity of our work in ways that we're able to innovate by taking advantage of our diversity, whether that's our points of view or our backgrounds, and recognizing that as we collaborate together, we're going to come up with ideas that are better than what we would do on our own. I deeply value wanting to have fun, and that students and colleagues should engage in clubs and activities where they that speak to who they are as people and speak to what they love to do. And I believe that culture exists, and certainly part of it has to be reignited because we're physically back in person. And you know, I've learned a lot about the different performances and events and different cultural groups and celebrations. I want those to continue, and I want to make sure we're doing that in a safe way. So certainly we have to adjust the approach in which it's offered. So, for example, instead of having one show, we might need to have 2 shows just to make sure we're adequately spaced apart.